Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. I'm back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we are very lucky to have very special guests on the show today. Mike, Bonni, how are you guys doing today?
We're doing wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much for giving us your time. We know you're very, very busy. So for everyone's benefit, everyone who's watching and listening, can you tell us something about what you do in the real estate business?
So we run a real estate team in St. Louis, Missouri. We've expanded throughout the St. Louis area, and we have 3 listing specialists and 5 buyer's agents, with 2 in-house admin in person and 2 virtual assistants.
Okay, so 2 virtual. I believe they are cyberbackers, correct?
They are cyberbackers.
Yes,
of course.
cyberbackers.
Only the best. Only the best.
Of course. So how long have you been working with your own cyberbackers?
I would say we're probably coming up on 18 months now. Not long enough is the answer, but about 18 months. Is that right?
We started with our first Lynn. She does our lead follow-up, and she's been doing it for about 18 months. And then we added a second one, Nicole, about 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Yep.
Okay, so
she does our
far,
listing coordination. Yes.
Oh, listing coordination. So far so good then. Is that right?
So far so good.
I'm very happy.
Adding to it.
So wanted to know more about your cyberbackers. Let's talk about them real quick. Can you tell me something about them, maybe personality-wise, the days you spend working together, things like that?
Yeah, so it's really cool because Lynn, for example, she celebrates different holidays than we celebrate. So did you know that Christmas starts in the Philippines in the beginning of October? If you didn't know that, that is a fun fact. So they celebrate it for 3 months, which is really cool. She actually was able to send us some snacks and some treats from the Philippines that we would have never had the opportunity to try. They were really good, by the way. So Lynn's just so sweet. We enjoy her. She loves her job. We're making goals and hitting them together. It's just been an awesome thing between us and Kat. Nicole is kind of new with us, but she is a rock star as well, and she is really going places. She has ambition like you don't ever see anymore. They're just the coolest. We love them.
I can just feel that there's this friendship that's been built between you and your cyberbackers. Am I right?
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. We love them so much. And honestly, like, our goal is to get them where they want to go. So it's a friendship, it's a business partnership, and like we're navigating it together. You know?
I think what you're saying there is also knowing and finding out how you can help them win as well, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yes. Now, you've been in this, let's say, virtual relationship for a while now with your first cyberbacker. So let me ask, what makes this virtual relationship work? What makes it a successful partnership?
You deal with a lot with that, so why don't you answer that?
Yeah, so we all work together to make sure that we're achieving a common goal, right? And one of the biggest things is having the right expectations and making sure that those expectations can be hit on both sides. At the end of the day, we get an end of the day report, and a lot of times it's more than we would have asked, and it's almost like above and beyond. Because we do have that partnership and those expectations there that they just want to make us happy. We just want to make them happy. And it's all in all a great working relationship, and more than what you would probably get from most people in-house, which is hard to believe.
So if you don't mind me asking, before you had your own cyberbackers that work for you in your business right now, did you have experience previously working with virtual team members or not really?
No. I mean, we didn't. We got the cyberbacker, and then COVID hit. So we actually had the cyberbacker, I think, before COVID.
No, we did not. So COVID? I think due to COVID, which I'm sure we all understand that wording very well by now, we all did have to go virtual for a point in time, about 60-ish days.
Mhm.
And that's when we realized that that could be a piece of our business that we could put into play. And once we all kind of came back together, we're like, hey, this is just a route we're going to take. And Craig Goodlife, we have a great relationship with him. He kind of opened our eyes to it, and there is no turning back.
All right, that's good to no turning back. Now, since you have had your cyberbackers on board, how much time have they saved you?
Countless hours. I mean, as Bonni had mentioned, basically we've done the in-house thing before. So what 𝗏is doing for us, we had in-house, we call them an ISA, an inbound sales agent or inside sales agent. And so 𝗏 does that for us. She contacts all our leads, does the follow-up, sets the appointments, and she's done a far superior job than people that we had in-house in the past, and quite honestly at a fraction of the cost. So it's a win-win for all parties involved.
I think that's
And
the
if
most-
I could really quick, one of the main goals in us interviewing our cyberbackers and having a partnership like we do, one of their main goals is to get their friends and family involved in Cyberbacker as well, because it is such a monumental shift in the way that they do things. And they're more willing to work together for the common goal. So it's been a game changer, and it's saved us hours and hours of hiring and firing and paying and just all the things that you don't have time for when you're running a successful real estate business to the multitude that we are.
Or so you already mentioned it, countless hours just because of your two cyberbackers. Now, you already talked about a few things that your current cyberbackers are doing for you in your business, but what other things or other tasks do they do for your business?
Well, I can tell you what I'd like them to do and what we're going to be hiring to do, if that's okay, because that's a big vision. So marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram, all the things is a huge piece that I think we all try to take on, but we don't really implement on a daily basis. I would love somebody to do that. Even responding back to Facebook messages from posts that they've made and given our sphere of influence a little bit more love. I would love, and I know that people do this, you can have a cyberbacker in your ear as you go about your day.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just in the background taking notes on your CRM and setting up to-dos and follow-ups and sending emails and getting it done so that you don't even have to stop. That would be a game changer. It's almost like a personal assistant that isn't right next to you, that's constantly, taking breaks and doing things,
Yeah, that would be a game changer, because, with my personality type, I match with Craig's personality type, with the fact that, a lot of people ask things of me, and the problem is I get lost in the minutia, and then I lose track of what I'm doing. And so I find that with Craig's cyberbacker, which he uses essentially as a personal assistant, Jen's with him 24/7 essentially. Basically, he says something and literally it's happening while he's talking. He'll be talking to us and he'll say, hey, I'm going to send you an email about this. And literally the email hits my phone as we're having the conversation. So it makes you so much more of a proactive person and gets you to focus on your main tasks.
It makes you efficient.
Yes.
And efficiency is priceless.
Especially in any business, efficiency is very, very important. Of course, in your case, in the real estate business, you can build those relationships instead of you doing those other tasks. Just have those cyberbackers do it, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. They do a better job. So why not do it?
Now, my next question is a bit tough. Of course, no relationship is perfect. Now, what have been some of the challenges that you've had working with Cyberbacker, or let's say opportunities for growth?
So we've been very happy with our current cyberbackers, but we did start with one that turned out not to be a good fit. But just like we do in our normal business, we're slow to hire, but quick to eliminate the relationship if it's not going to move forward. And we found some holes in that relationship, and that allowed us to get 𝗏, who's been far better than anybody that we ever had in that position. So it's just like anybody else that you would hire in person. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And the reality is we've had far less of that with CyberBacker than we had when we had to hire people in person.
Oh my gosh.
Mainly because CyberBacker does such a good job of vetting the people on the front end. They're the sifter that, you know, we're not necessarily making the mistakes when we hire. You know, they've been vetted so well that that one just happened to be a fluke.
And if I could, a lot of it had to do with technology. We need somebody with rock solid technology and the ability to continue making the calls, or a plan B on if the power goes out, where are we going to go so we can get the job done? And can we find out and make sure that they're okay if they don't, you know? So it's been a challenge, but with anything, if you don't have the challenge, you don't know what the holes are that you need to fill to make everything better. So it's been a blessing in disguise.
Of course, and you just have to go through the process. Of course, sometimes, very, very rarely, it doesn't really work out the first time, but luckily with the second time, we already have found a perfect fit for you and your business. Now look at it, you already have your second CyberBacker, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and our second CyberBacker was an easy hire, you know, and like Bonnie said, that, you know, basically they have very much high visions of what they want to do. And one of the questions I had for a recent one that we hired in another business of ours, so we actually have two other CyberBackers in another business, was ultimately like, where do you want to be? And like Bonnie said, many of the answers are people that work at CyberBackers. I want to get more of my family in the company. So that speaks volumes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, of course. Now, one last question. There are a lot of business owners listening to us right now, and they need your advice. What advice would you be able to give them when they're finding or they're hiring their own CyberBacker?
You go first.
So, I mean, I struggled with this as a business owner. I mean, ultimately, we always think that we can do the best job. And so I think as business owners, we try to wear a lot of different hats, and we end up not doing them all very well. A lot of times we just have to get out of our own way and understand that we have to define as business owners, what is our top priority? What are our big rocks that we have to move every day, and focus on those and leverage yourself out otherwise in the other areas that need attention, but they don't necessarily need your personal attention, and either hire somebody in-house to do that or a virtual assistant, or both. I find that virtual assistants work great in tandem with an in-house person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll add to that. You have to have at least a really good vision of what that looks like, and that working relationship looks like, and really the job responsibilities on a day-to-day basis. What are you hoping your CyberBacker is going to do? What does the job description look like? And just like anything, you have to give them time to go through the training. If there's something isn't 100% perfect, that's a learning opportunity. Don't be harsh. Just understand that the way you do things is different than, you know, the way they may do things, and that's the same way it is with everyone. So having clear-cut job responsibilities and roles, and giving a little bit of grace in figuring out what that looks like so that you can perfect it without issue.
Of course, again, that's what you mentioned. Expectations, very, very important, and creating that give up list, the things that have to be done, but you don't have the time to do, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Now, one last thing. I know that your CyberBackers are listening to us right now. Would you want to give them a quick shout out on the show?
Yes. Lynn, girlfriend, how are you? You're doing a great job. Nicole, I know we haven't been in a relationship for that long, but you are killing it. You are knocking it out of the park. Do you want to say hi to our other two?
Hi, Lynn, and hi, Nicole. And we want to say thank you to Raph and G10
yes.
who take care of our other business and do an awesome job.
Yeah, they've been fun too. So we have 2 males, 2 females, and the dynamics are different, but we love both of them. So it's been cool. You 4 are saving us and changing our lives. So we hope we're doing the same for you.
So Lynn, Nicole, Raph, and G10, I know they're listening. We really appreciate it, and we are very excited to see where this partnership between you, your CyberBackers, and CyberBacker itself would be in the next few years to come. Thank you very much for being on the show today, Mike and Bonnie.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how CyberBacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.